Bree with Califia Candle Company, and today's video is sort of going to be a random like studio vlog style video of just some things that I need to get done, and I might reorganize this room today as well. I've kind of been wanting to do that, so I might tackle that if I feel up to it. And yeah, I am going on vacation next week, which I'm so looking forward to. So I'm just trying to get things checked off my list so I can at least relax a little bit while I'm gone. And that is it. So let me know if you guys enjoy this style of video or if you find it boring. And yeah, let's get started. Somebody did ask me for a map update recently, so I just wanted to show you guys what it looks like as of now. I do keep this pretty up to date on my Instagram, which I have linked down below if you want to follow me on there. I do post on my story every time I add a new pin, but yeah, I'm starting to get some more pins in new states, so that's exciting. Of course, California is the busiest because that's where I'm based, so I have a lot of support from family and friends down here, but I'm excited. I'm getting lots of new pins this year already, so thank you guys so much for all of your support.
Well, of course we need to start off the video with you because you look so cute. You've taken your mid-morning siesta.
So I figured I would do a little introduction on myself because I've never really told you guys about me on here. Obviously, my name is Bree. I'm from a small beach town in Southern California called San Clemente, and I actually grew up there with my husband. We went to elementary and middle school together. I'll insert our kindergarten yearbook photo. I had awesome bangs and he had an awesome bowl cut. Shout out to the 90s. And we ended up going to different high schools and then reconnected in 2014, and the rest is history. We actually got married on Valentine's Day in 2020, so our trip next week is to celebrate our 2-year wedding anniversary. And I used to be a flight attendant for a major airline, but I did get furloughed during the pandemic, which actually ended up being a huge blessing in disguise. So I got furloughed in October of 2020, and I was supposed to go back last year in July, but I ended up quitting, and it was the best decision I've ever made. Being a flight attendant was fun probably for the first year or so, but then it just started to get old. My husband is a firefighter, so as you can imagine, our schedules were just all over the place and we never really saw each other. It just was a really mentally draining job and physically exhausting. I just didn't really enjoy it anymore. And the people, oh my gosh. I feel like when people step on an airplane, they just lose common sense and manners. So it definitely took a toll on me, and I knew I wasn't going to be doing it forever. So I actually was able to use my furlough as time to kind of figure out what I wanted to do next. And I had no idea. I'm one of those people that literally had no idea what I wanted to do my whole life. So I tried a couple different things during my furlough, but I didn't enjoy them. And then I came across candle making. I'm not even sure really how. I forget. Maybe on Instagram or something. But I have always enjoyed doing crafts and hobbies and that type of stuff. So I figured I would give it a try. And I quickly became obsessed with it in a good way. I have never, with any other job, had that feeling of just drive and passion that I found quickly with candle making. So I just dove straight in, and it's the best decision I've ever made. I just wake up every day so excited and passionate about what I'm doing. So having that feeling is really an amazing thing, and I definitely do not regret quitting my job at all. I'm just feeling really happy and excited about where things are right now, and super thankful for all of your support. I would have never expected anyone to watch my videos, so I'm really, really grateful for you guys and your support. And yeah, I'm just excited to see what this year is going to bring for not only myself, but for everybody. Okay, so this is how it's all looking right now. Hi, where's your bed? I had to put it over there for now. Oh, those were some cracks. So I actually moved these tables against this wall because I did order a new table that actually is adjustable, so it rises up, because my back was kind of hurting bending over these ones. So I put those over there. I made a little shipping corner, which I love. And then this wax melter, melter won't stay there. It will go on the new table when it comes. So I'm happy with how it all turned out. I still need to do my desk, though. That is still a situation. Oh my goodness. What? Okay, I'm gonna go play with her and eat some lunch. Okay, before I seal my jars, I do like to add my warning labels and the little silicone bumpers on there. And before I do that, I am gonna just sand the edges of the bottom of the jar because sometimes they can come out a little bit sharp. So I just take this sanding block and I just go around in a circle until it feels smooth and not sharp. Now that the bottom of my jars have been sanded, I am gonna start sticking on my warning labels and the little silicone bumpers that I use. These just help to protect the surfaces that you're placing the candle on, and I do have these linked down below. Okay, so those are all done with that. And I did want to point out with this jar right here, you can see it has those bubbles on the edge. And I used to let that bother me so much, like I probably would not fill that jar and sell it. But now I don't mind at all, and I think it actually adds more to the handmade aspect. But the one thing I will say when you get those little bubbles is to just run your finger over it and make sure it's not sharp, because sometimes they can be sharp, so you want to make sure that it's not going to cut a customer or anything. But if you're getting bubbles like that, just try not to let it get to you. The customer really doesn't care as much as we do, so it's really not that big of a deal. I have had somebody ask if you can reuse the sponge brush, and you can. I would recommend putting it in a Ziploc bag or something that can seal to keep it moist and keep it from drying out. But you can definitely reuse it. I mean, these are pretty cheap, so they're not going to last forever, but you can get a couple uses out of it. So I've actually had these sitting out probably for a week now. I try to at least leave them out for 3 days minimum, but if I'm not in a hurry to make candles, I'll leave them sitting out longer. I did see a Facebook post on the concrete page the other day. Somebody was asking how long people wait before they seal their jars, and actually was really surprised by some of the answers. A lot of people said they seal the same day or after 24 hours. And I did that in the beginning, and I learned the hard way that that is not the right thing to do because concrete takes time to dry out. So I learned that sealing them too early doesn't allow enough time for the moisture to come out. And you're basically sealing in that moisture and locking it in the jar. So when I went to burn my candles when I was testing, the sealer was bubbling up on the sides, and that was actually the moisture trying to come out of the jar. So unfortunately, concrete candle making is not one of the processes that can be rushed. It definitely takes time and patience, and you need to allow for enough time between each step to make sure everything is dried out before you move on to the next step. So it takes a while, but it's definitely worth it in my opinion. I love being able to say that my jars are handmade. Now, of course, I'm just speaking about Cementol. I've never used another material, but I know Cementol needs that time to dry. Something I have been getting asked quite a bit lately is, do you water bathe your vessels? And I guess I've never really addressed this in a video, but I personally do not. And if you are part of any of the concrete Facebook groups, then you know this is a little bit of a controversial topic. People really like to argue about this one. But I personally don't. I just don't find it necessary for candle jars. But of course, if you're pouring like a concrete driveway or pathway or something large like that, then I do think keeping it wet is definitely a necessary step because it's slowing down the curing process and it's going to help strengthen that concrete and make it as strong as possible. But for candle jars, I just don't find it necessary. Even though these are made of concrete, they're not indestructible, so they will break. If you drop them, they'll break like a glass jar would, whether you're water bathing or not. But to each their own. I definitely recommend doing your own research and your own testing, as always with everything. And someone actually did post in one of those Facebook groups their conversation with a representative from Cement All, and he basically confirmed my thought process and said, for candle jars, it's kind of pointless because by the time we unmold them, we've already missed that opportunity for water bathing to have any sort of positive effect on the integrity of the vessels. Because when we pull them out of the molds, sure, they're still a little bit damp and moist, but they are already starting to dry. So we've missed that chance for water bathing to work at all on the candle jars. So again, to each their own, but I just personally find it an unnecessary step. All right, so the first coat of sealer is done, and I'll come back and do a second coat probably in about an hour. And then I'll leave them to sit out for at least 24 hours before pouring wax, but honestly, it's probably going to be longer because I'm not really in a rush to make candles. I'm just trying to be better about having jars on hand ready to go for when I need them. So now I'm going to run to Home Depot and get some more Cement All.
Target acquired.
It's kind of cold and windy today, but we are still going to head over to the beach so we can go for a walk. And someone is super excited.